Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Bisu and Larva here on Fighting Spirit. I believe this game is from 2015 for those of you who really care about that stuff, but I can't guarantee it. Top left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. It is Bisu. And in the bottom left-hand corner, it's going to be the white Zerg player known as Larva. Now, Larva, a controversial player these days. There was that time he was playing in that Chinese tournament against Zoltak and pretended like he was asleep. He's played games with his feet before. He is a bit of a troll, I would say, but he used to play for SK Telecom T1, currently plays in the amateur leagues. Currently one of the most popular streaming broadcast guys on Africa, and plays on the Fish server is where he ends up playing most of his games, but he's got some pretty decent situational wins here. He did beat Bisu 3-1 in the Africa Star League Season 4 back in 2017. I think this is a little bit before that. He has also beat Last, the Terran player, in the Dongjing Star League Season 2 and got a 4-1 victory over Cal in 2016. So this guy's been around, man. He's a good Zerg player for sure. I really have no complaints about casting him on the channel. And then Bisu, it's only star here, but that is one of his smurfs, so no real worry about that. It is a pull first here out of Larva, and at the front, Gateway first here from Bisu. Nothing too nuts going on. He didn't go Nexus first or anything, so he should be just fine against this early aggression that Larva's trying to throw against him. And honestly, if you're playing against Bisu as a Zerg, you kind of want to kill him early, right? Kind of sort of want to get in there and wreck this guy before he gets up to 3 bases and really starts to macro and really starts to get storms and reaver drops all over your place. It's not a good feeling is what it is. Where the heck are you going, drone? Hey, Larva drone, where are you going? Oh man, if he tries to take the center, I would be so happy, but no. Like a hatch first at the center would be just a dream come true. There was some discussion about that on the Discord server, which, by the way, if you want to come hang out with fellow StarCraft fans, StarCraft 2 and Brood War, you can click the link in the description to take you to the Discord server, which is basically just a big chat room. If you're too old and you're like, what the heck is Discord, Falcon? Well, I can translate for you as a fellow old person. That is a chat room, like IRC back in the day, MSN Messenger, AOL, Instant Messenger, that kind of stuff. It's just bigger. There's different channels in there. You can submit replays. You can get notified when streams are coming up. It's a good time. It is a good time for sure. It does skew a little bit young. There are some younger, very meme-happy kids in there, but also there are some adults. Some serious, like, 35-year-old adults you want to talk to if you're interested there as well. So yeah, come check out the Discord. Another hatch on the way here from Larva, and on the low ground here. Now, somebody educated me on this fairly recently, as this probe is still alive. I bet they teach a class on this in the Korean team houses, how to keep a probe alive against slow links forever and ever. Anyway, if you're going as a Zerg against a Protoss player, you take this low ground, because there will be some Zealot pressure on this eventually, and you get some Sunkens here. Versus a Terran, you take it on the high ground here on this expansion, and then just throw some Lurkers on the ramp. And Terran pressure can't really get to you there. So that is the reason for the different expansions for Zerg versus Protoss and versus Terran on a map like this. I learned something. I learned something for sure. Regardless, what is next here? Forge coming on up. Got some Zealots holding the wall there. Zealot holding the gap there too. Overlord just happily coexisting with his Protoss brethren here. The Zealots are like, for ire. We can't possibly hurt you in any way, although it does look like the Zealot should be able to reach up and kind of pull on those tentacles a little bit, right? Doesn't it look like that? I feel like it looks like that. Anyway, Cybernetics Core on the way for Bisu. Really no surprises there. Quick Lair. There we go, with the natural base. Here from Larva, which could indicate some 2-base muta play. Well, not 2-base because the 3rd base is already done, but you know what I mean. Some early muta play possibly. But Bisu, I mean, Stargate? It's going to be Stargate after Cybernetics Core. So in that case, the muta play maybe not as good. We'll see. We'll see what these players are going to go for. There's a cannon here too, just in case. Yeah, the Zealots are leaving, so the cannon's here to defend against any Ling pressure that might show up here. We've seen Bisu do this before, where he just sends waves and waves of Zealots at his opponent and just wins. And it's kind of intimidatingly hard to stop, as it turns out. I've dealt with that on a ladder myself. In StarCraft 2, but the basic concept is the same. Zealots versus Zerglings in the early game. It's hard to trade efficiently if you have Zerglings. especially if the Zealots happen to have +1, which they don't this early. But wow, okay. That's what you can do, though. If you can get surrounds, that was not the best surround I've ever seen, actually. Let's check out these health bars. And you know what? Zealots kind of made it work. Additional Lings do pick off another Zealot, another one going down here. And then finally enough Lings show up to clear the Zealots out. So Larva was basically finally able to just throw enough Zerglings at it to where the Zealots died. And Bisu's got to be fairly disappointed in that. Although it does slow down the Zerg economy to where those could have been drones and instead they were Zerglings. But yeah, that's a Spire. Okay, so Spire on the way. It's just going to be for, just going to be for Scourge. Scourge to take down the Corsairs. Not enough gas income to really make Mutalisk happen. I love this Ling presence that Larva has right now. They are everywhere on the map. They're running, they're transferring drones to that third base. No sunken colonies there yet because Bisu kind of threw away all of his Zealots in an attack a little bit earlier than that. That did get shut down, so that is a major victory for Larva. Lings cannot get up here. There's a cannon back here and 2 Zealots holding that line. Nope. Sorry, Zerglings, not going to happen. Maybe if you had upgrades, right? Maybe if you did, but you don't. Another macro hatch here at the third base for Larva. The fourth base looks like it's going to get tossed down here too, based on this timing. And by golly, look at him saving up those minerals to get that fourth hatch before Bisu gets down his third Nexus. Bam! Larva playing this well. Now, Larva, in the past, if I've cast him, he hasn't been the most micro-heavy player as Zerg. He generally tries to macro up as hard as he can and then just throw waves and waves of units at his opponent until he wins. Which can work. We've seen it work before. Absolutely. But I don't know if it's going to work against Bisu, is what I'm trying to say here. So getting these 4 bases up seems a little bit risky. Zerglings, are you just going to let this happen? You can't just let these Zealots come down here. You don't have defense yet. That's not a sunken colony yet. That's another macro hatch. That's an evolution chamber. Or are you just going to try to... I guess the Zerglings are coming back home. I was like, wait, what is going on right now? Yes, he's absolutely going to come back home and defend against this. Zealots wandering on in. Sunken present. Drones fighting. Zerglings fighting here too. He wants to fight out of range of the Sunken, but a lot of his dudes already took damage. And we can see these health bars going down on the Zealots very, very quickly indeed. That guy, not very healthy. And once again, Larva's able to push that out. So, all right. Larva doing this well, man. He just barely has enough units to hold against the Zealot pressure that we've seen so far from Bisu. So far, so good for him. Templar Archives on the way. Additional gateways coming in here, too. The Corsair group is alive and healthy and working on +1 air weapons, too. Zerglings, I mean, I know you guys are feeling your oats, Zerglings, because you've shut down these Zealot attacks, but not going to happen, friend. Not in the teeniest or tiniest of bits. Another creep colony coming up. He really wants to defend this natural base. The third is also a target, though, potentially, depending on where these Zealots want to go, which is why I think the drones came up to throw down a Sunken at some point and then recognized, okay, we can handle this. We can handle these Zealots. They have upgrades at all. They've got the +1 attack, which makes them 2-shot Zerglings. 1 bam, 1 bam, right? So technically it's a 4-hit, but it's a 2-shot, which is incredibly good against these guys. The Zerglings are working on nothing. They don't get upgrades at all. Hydras get upgrades. Zerglings do not in this game. Despite the number of Zerglings that are on the field, you think you'd want to upgrade them, but they've got speed, and that is it. Corsair flying around trying to find an Overlord to kill. Here's one! Oh, no. These ones are also... That's a Spore, though. There's a Spore under there. I didn't see it for a second. I'm sure that Bisu did. So 1 Overlord died, and note, did not supply block the Zerg player at all. But at 78 to 54 supply, we've seen this before, guys. We have seen this before, where the Zerg player is down about 30-40 supply, doubled up in supply at some point against the Protoss opponent, and then somehow comes back and makes it happen because of Dark Swarm for the most part. Dark Swarm and Plague. Late game Zerg, really fantastic. Oops, Scourge trying to get some hits off, but that's a lot of Corsair, you guys. That's 8 Corsair, and some of them are... One of them is injured barely, but that's about it. I like it. I really like what Bisu's doing with these Corsair. He's not throwing them away uselessly. He's not walking them over Hydralisks. We've seen players do that before. I mean, so what he's doing is not easy. But it is awesome. High Templar in production. Storm in production here too. Dark Templar out for Bisu, trying to find something to do. Again, killing the Overlords. Oop, 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 oop. Nope, no Scourge for you, man. Wow. Target firing those Scourge beautifully. Was Bisu. Another Overlord going to go down. That one does supply block Larva, and the counterattack of Hydralisks and Lings. I don't see this working. There are High Templar out. Okay, they don't have Storm yet. Never mind. This might actually work just fine, except for the fact there's a DT back here hacking away at these Hydralisks as hard as he can with his Warp Blade. Oh, it does 40 plus 3 damage. So it will two-shot a Hydra, but not one-shot him, which is a saving grace for these guys. Corsair just trying to be active. Again, the 1 has taken some hull damage, and that's about it. I'm not sure how they managed to do that. Another Overlord, almost going to get down. The Hydra is chasing them away. Chasing them away. There is a bit of a time here where Overlords come out of the main and try to get down to the natural base. That is a little bit scary, but I think it's all right. I think they should make it down just fine. Third base done here for BC. 4 bases happily running for Larva. More hatcheries, man. I'm telling you, he wants to throw waves. Literal Zerg waves at you. And to the point where even if you kill them all, there's another wave coming. There was a... Boy, who did I cast? Larva versus a Terran player. I think it was Light. About a month ago or so, where that's what it was. It was just throwing waves of units at his opponent. Overlords are coming. So detection is going to kill that Dark Templar very, very quickly. Ooh, he gets out, though. He takes some damage, but he does get out. Zealots holding the line. Not a lot of them can attack at a time, though. The Hydra sitting on the low ground are actually a problem right now for these guys. Dark Templar are trying to get involved, but the Overlords are like, nah, why don't you stay back there, buddy? Stay back there, old man. Why don't you do that? So the pressure is real right now on this third base. However, the Zealots have +2 attack. There are many of them. Many of them. And working on Singularity Charge with 6 Dragoons at a time right now. 6 Dragoons at a time for Bisu. He's going to transition hard into Dragoon. Just because Dragoons do pretty well against Hydralisks, especially if they have the range upgrade. They're not amazing, but they can hold their own fairly well, especially if there are Zealots tanking a lot of that damage for them, as holy crap, a lot of Zealots. All right, so Templar here, they both have enough for 2 Storms, which is exactly what Bisu needs them to be. I need you to have 2 Storms, guys, and then we go. So fair enough, we're moving out. We got the Zealots with the +2 attack. We're working on the +3 attack. There's a shuttle on the way here. There is a observatory in production here, too. Corsair, man, those Scourge. Ooh, they got a hit. They got one. They got one, you guys. All right, here comes the Zealot Storm attack coming right on into this natural base. Actually throwing up Lurker Eggs to hold that wall. That's genius. Because eggs have so much armor, they're hard to kill. Look at this. Look at this eggs. Barely taking any damage whatsoever. The Storms are really demoralizing, though. But that wall was genius out of Larva. Trying to get a bit of a flank here on these Hydralisks, but I think all your Storms are gone, dude. That said, the Hydras do have to kite against these Zealots because they are glass cannons, the Hydralisks are, and the Zealots have really big knives. Really big knives. Oops, shuttle almost gets picked out of the sky. The Zealots end up saving that one. A bit of engagement in the middle here, too. The Hydras continuing to push up here. I'm not sure this is enough Zealot to do this necessarily. But, ooh, they're trying to kill the Corsair. And as a result, they lost a couple Hydras in the process. Alright, well, we're actually making Lurkers now. It wasn't just a cute move. We're actually making Lurkers if you're Larva. Also, a Hive is in production, too. And the Dragoons have shown up. They've got +2 attack, which is better than the +1 attack of the Hydras. And when you outnumber them like this, you're going to have a good time. A lot of Hydras dying. These Lurkers are popping up just in the nick of time, though. Where's your detection? Don't have it yet. You're making Unobserver, but it's not ready to go quite yet. However, Dragoon will try to kill as many of these Lurkers as he can by himself, and the answer is 0, because there's a lot of other supporting Hydralisks there. And Dragoon heading from north to south. Zealots with +2 attack. Oh, the Ling Hydra coming up to the third base. We are passing in the night right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is a bit of a base race-ish type situation. If you wanna... Oh, but he lost all his Overlords. And there was a defending Dark Templar. Never mind! Oh, killing those Overlords. Beautiful play by Bisu for sure. Pushing on in against these Lurkers. Look at how good these Dragoons are against the Lurkers. Holy crap! However, surprise attack from the backside. High Templar are getting picked off. They do get some Storm off before they die, though. Enough Hydras are here, I think, to clean this thing out, but that was a lot of dead Hydra and a lot of dead Lurker. More Dragoons showing up. The Lings need to get on top of these guys. They are the answer to these Dragoons for sure. Every shot they get off is fantastic. Just slowly slowly kiting away right now. Is Bisu's army. They're still alive somehow, some way, and now they're completely dead. Hey, look, an observer showed up. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. More overlords getting killed by our Corsair group. There are 6 of them here. Not supply blocking Larva, but I'm not sure how many overlords he has out on the map. So that attacking group of Bisu does get wiped off the face of Fighting Spirit the Earth. And meanwhile, expanding behind it is Bisu because he's a boss. He's got a 4th base in the top right. No problem. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Some more overlords here, but Hydra is defending these guys. They need to find better targets. Do these Corsair. Oh, maybe Scourge, maybe. Ow, ow. Okay. Oh, that actually got a hit. I think we talked about this previously, but if it's a red blood explosion, the Scourge just died without detonating and doing damage. But a green oh boy. Oh boy. The green explosion, though, means they're getting hits off and actually doing damage to their targets. We're down to 3 Corsair because of that Scourge attack into this Corsair group in the bottom right-hand corner. +3 attack is done on the Dragoons and the Zealots and the Dark Templar. They all share those upgrades. Hydra's coming from south to north right now, catching a couple Zealots out of position. But guess what? This DT is here, and he's not going to walk into a whole ton of overlords because there are a bunch of theirs there as well. All right, so Mutatech switch. I believe that Larva feels like he's killed enough Corsair. He can go for a Mutatech switch here, which I don't know if I agree with, but 10 Mutas is pretty darn scary. And if you have Scourge support, you can make it happen. Zerglings coming on up. There are 4 cannons. And again, remember we talked about upgrades on the Zerglings? They have +1 Grunt Carapace. That's it. It's not going to help it much at all. A bit of engagement in the middle here between Hydralisks and Dragoons and Zealots. But what else is new in this game so far, right? What else are we looking at other than that particular pairing? Dark Templar, man. Call this guy Zeratul. He got 7 kills. Uh-oh. Don't go in too far there. No. Zeratul, get back. He's doing a good job getting back when he's in trouble, though. Kind of like it. I really like that Bisu's taking care of him. Ah, here come the Mutalisks, though. We're going to try to get inside this main base. Oh, never mind. They switched over to the 3rd because guess what? There's nothing on the back side here to protect these probes. Holy cananas. Holy cananas? I don't know what I was trying to say there. Holy bananas, probably, but then a K came out instead. I don't know why. All right, Mutas, 4 of them here, taking some shots from a cannon, killing it, though, getting their revenge. Ooh, target firing down the wounded Mutalisk is really, really good by Bisu. An attack into this bottom right-hand corner base, though. We got Dragoons. There is Storm on top of everything, trying to kill the Lurkers from distance, doing a great job of that. Storm's wiping out a lot of the stuff there. Where'd the map go? There's the map. From the backside, though, Hydra's in here, too. Oh, wow, they're all dead from the Storm, though. The Mutas need to come in to assist with this. Storm on the right side, Mutalisks on the top side. Dragoons trying to deal with this all by their lonesome. They do have +3 attack. They're trying to whittle down that Muta count because, again, the Hydras are not as much of a threat, I would say. Got an Archon out. And Dragoons just keep taking shots, or Dragoons. Mutas keep taking shots from Dragoons, though. And the Zergling assist. The Archon is here to deal with those Zerglings. Got 7 kills already. Going to get target fired down by these Hydras and exploded. But then reinforcing units coming in here as well. Dark Templar drop. Going to take down the Spire. Wow! What a snipe there from Bisu. Time to get back inside the shuttle, maybe? I don't know. Killing the spawning pool is not bad. Killing drones on the gas, also not bad either. Oh my gosh, they're going to get it. These DTs got the Spire and the spawning pool. 8 kills on that guy. I'm not sure how many kills on the other one because he got inside the shuttle too fast. But a bit of a probe transfer with Zerglings all over them is... that is not great. That is not a great look at all. Trying to get a 5th base at the wrong time because there are millions Zerglings here. Lurkers trying to defend this, but the Zealots just do not care right now. They're going to absorb that damage, allow the Dragoons to finish them off. Zerglings rolling on in. There are 4-5 cannons here. The Zerglings do have adrenal glands. They're attacking faster now, but they still don't have the upgrades necessary to make them full-on terrifying cracklings. All right, Defilers are out. First Defilers I've seen in this game. Probably going to start seeing some Plague. Probably going to start seeing some Dark Swarm here. Look at this, leaving some Hydras back here to deal with future Dark Templar drops. Is he replacing that Spire? I'm not convinced he is replacing the Spire, which means Corsairs would be really good here. Alright, anyway, Bisu pushing on in to this third base location. We do have a DT drop back here at the fourth base, though. Killing more of those drones. Bisu, you're everywhere. I love it. I really do. This guy, man. He's got 13 kills. He's trying to get out of the range of the sights of that Overlord, and he does. He manages to juke the Overlords. Oop, there's a million there, though. Get out. Get out of there, guy. No, don't do it. Why are you here? Attacking to the natural base. Bisu says maybe this is a little bit less defended. He's doing that same thing. Lurker eggs morphing in at the choke. So it's hard to get through. Dragoons are pretty good against buildings, though, and this hatchery is going to die. Good storm on those hiders. Actually, on his zealots. A little bit there, too. The Sunkens are going to die. Some high ground hydralisks. Some storm on the backside as Larva tries to come through here. Consistently storming all of these lurkers. 156 to 91 supply right now. I think Bisu is starting to roll to a victory at this point. The natural base is under siege by +3, +1 Dragoons. Just a few Hydras trickling out, and that is it. That's your good game. Bisu is your winner in 21 minutes and 9 seconds. What control. What control by him. It wasn't Storm drops. It was Dark Templar drops. The Corsairs in the early game were really, really good, really doing what they were supposed to. He dealt with the Mutalisks exceptionally well when the tech switch happened there. He was able to hold his third base against several different attacks. His natural base never really got threatened either. And sure, he was forced to cancel this fifth, but the fourth was up and running and the cannon count was just enough there too. And then the storms. The storms were just on point. They were everywhere. He never really got Larva to, allowed Larva to get to the point where there was a lot of Dark Swarm and a lot of Plague. And as a result, he was just able to roll with a lot of Dragoons. The storms were amazing. How many kills you guys got? Again, the High Templar don't really end up getting a whole ton of kills, but they weaken a lot of units and allow other Protoss units to finish them off here. I mean, the Lurkers, I don't think the Lurkers did much of anything at all in this game. There was just too much storm, target fire down. The way that Bisu was able to target fire down the wounded unit in the group more than once was fantastic. Fantastic play. Very, very exciting game for sure. Really enjoyed casting it. I hope that you enjoyed watching it too. Let's check out the stats. 510 Zerg units produced. Lost 382 of them and only killed 150 or so. So again, ratios definitely favoring Bisu on that one. Constructing 65 buildings will derp because the Terran, or the Zerg rather, doesn't actually build buildings. But raised 7 of them. Yeah, it's a pretty good number. And then resources, yeah, spent more, did Larva. Mined a little bit less and for minerals, and really mined a lot more gas throughout that game. Did Larva, but it wasn't enough indeed. I would have liked to see him getting to the Defiler play, but maybe that's the secret to beating Zerg, is just don't let them get to Defiler play. You're going to have a much, much better time. Okay, well, that's going to be it from me. This has been the Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.